Hello there. This one is called Shamanic Plant Medicine Energy Drink. So here we go. What I do is I make use of a juicer to do the first half of the operation. And what I want in here primarily is green leaves. Now the green leaves I've got in my garden, I've got Swiss chard, and on my allotment I've got kale. So those are the two green plants that I'm using. And the green of the chlorophyll is so powerful medicinally for cleansing you, for strengthening you, by providing so many nutrients, enzymes, minerals, vitamins. They're just so full of life, because literally what they do is they take the life out of the soil and they turn it into plants, which is what all plants are doing. But the green is very, very powerful in its own right. Green relating, of course, colour-wise to the heart and to love. So to these green plants which I have juiced in my juicer, and then I'm going to add a carrot, I'm going to add beetroot, and then the specials are going to be garlic. I'll have 3 cloves of garlic, ginger, I'll have 10 grams of ginger, that's roughly what 10 grams of ginger looks like when it's been peeled, and I'm going to have 6 grams of turmeric. I'm very lucky to get hold of fresh. If you can't get hold of fresh, just use the powder and add it into stage 2. So these are my primary ingredients which I juice. And when I've got that juice, I then take that away and I take it into the next stage. So that's the end of step 1. So I've put that juice that's come out of the juicer into the blender. And to this juice I'm now going to add the following ingredients. First of all, I'm going to get a load of alfalfa sprouts, which I've sprouted myself in this sprouter. Very simple process. You get a dessert spoon of these alfalfa sprouts, soak them for 8 hours in a little cup, and then you pour the water and the seeds into one of these trays, and then twice a day you give them water and you empty the container at the bottom before it overfills. And each day do another batch, so after 3 days, plus a couple of extra days for them to grow up, I start to have 3 full trays of alfalfa sprouts, and you can see 2 full trays there. So these are all ready to go in. So to the juice I'm going to add the alfalfa sprouts. Now those, because they are sprouting grains, are full of life and vitality, and that gives you an idea of the actual quantity. So that full of alfalfa sprouts is going to go in there. To that I'm going to add a generous handful of blueberries and a generous handful of tomatoes. So when we start thinking about the berries, we're thinking about brain nutrition. So your brain nutrition is taken care of with the berries, and then the next thing we're going to do for the brain is we're going to be adding some hemp oil and some pumpkin seed oil, and just put a decent amount in that you feel drawn to add. We've already had the garlic and the ginger and the turmeric. Now these are incredibly powerful plants in their own right. So turmeric is a powerful anti-cancer plant. The chard or the spinach, if you were to use that together with the tomatoes, are anti-wrinkle and anti-aging, which means they're incredibly pro-life. So what we're going to do is we're going to add some extra ingredients which are going to alter the flavour very substantially and put even more power into this drink. And we're going to start off with chilli. I actually used a fresh chilli this morning. If you can't get hold of a fresh chilli, then crushed chillies would work fine. Between 1 and 3 heaped teaspoons, I would suggest, of the crushed chillies, depending on how hot you want it to be. I then added a teaspoon of coriander, because the guide suggests I do so. I then added just a pinch of black pepper. Black pepper potentizes the turmeric by a factor of 2,000. So your turmeric has suddenly become much more powerful by adding the black pepper to it. Then I've got a heaped teaspoon of Himalayan salt, a teaspoon of reishi mushroom powder, and just under a teaspoon of maca powder. Now the Himalayan salt is going to balance everything out very well indeed, because we've got some ingredients here which are very light, energetically speaking, like the green leaves, and the salt gives us a connection with the ground. It gives a grounding, and of course it's very detoxing. And it says on the packet it's for smooth, radiant, healthy looking skin. It's true, it really does work. The reishi mushroom powder is an adaptogen. The reishi mushroom is a fungus which has the capacity to coordinate with the body so that the body adapts to the circumstances. It adapts to your environment, to your activities, what you're doing that day, how you're feeling. It really helps you to get the benefit of all the other ingredients. It actually makes them easy for your body to process. So it's really good to get hold of some reishi or some chaga mushroom powder and get that in there as well. And then there's a special of mine, which is I was called last year to go out and pick rose hips, which I did. I picked the rose hips, I dried them, and I've ground them into this powder. And this powder is incredibly rich in vitamin C. I only need a teaspoon of that in this drink. And also it contains the rosehip seeds, which are very powerful in their own right, full of lots of health-giving properties. And finally, a couple of decent heaped teaspoons of raw honey. This is really important to balance. So when I've got all that in there, I then fill the blender up with spring water and I whiz it up for about 30 seconds. It doesn't need any longer than that. And what I end up with is this. So this is my drink. Now the beetroot's obviously been a major influence in terms of the colour. And what I found is, I've never made this drink before in quite this way. What I found when I first tasted it, I was like, ooh, that's different. And it really is different because it's got such a combination of plant spirits in there. And what I rapidly discovered is that as I kept coming back and having a little sip, it became so Moorish. So here's the secret of a drink like this. It's all in the balance. To create a health-giving balance, what you are looking for is some fresh green leaves, and then some root vegetable. In this case it's the carrots and the beetroot, and then some really powerful plant medicines to boost your whole body. In this particular case it was the ginger. The Indian Ayurvedic tradition regards ginger to be tridoshic, and tridoshic means it's suitable for all body types. The turmeric is just such a powerful medicine. I suggest you Google it and see for yourself, because I could be here easily 15-20 minutes talking purely about the health benefits of turmeric. But then, and these things are really adding the flavour. The ginger's spicing it up. The turmeric's giving that extra special edge to the flavour, which is very hard to find the words to describe. And then when I put the garlic in there, well, of course, garlic is so full of antioxidants, particularly in terms of antibacterial, antiviral, and keeping your body clean. It's a parasite cleanse. It's something that will throw a cold or a flu out of your system very easily indeed. And it contains allicin. That's the magic plant ingredient in garlic. That's what's doing the magic for you. So I'm going to recapitulate yet again so you can see what was going on. We had our fresh green leaves, we had our roots, and we had our power plants, in which case was the ginger, the turmeric, and the garlic. And then when we go to step 2, we've got that juice, we put it in the blender, and we're adding all these ingredients. The alfalfa sprouts gives the drink some bulk, and it puts so much more nutrition into it, because the sprouts are seeds which are in the process of liberating all their enzymes, activating all their metabolic process, and literally coming to life. That's what's so magical about them. That's what this is. This is pure vegetative life. And then with that, I'm adding the brain medicine with the berries. The chili is giving extra fire to that medicine, and so is the relative warmth of the coriander powder and the black pepper. The Himalayan salt is grounding, detoxing, and cleansing. The reishi mushroom is an adaptogen. And the one that I forgot to mention earlier is the maca. Now, the maca is well known to be Amazonian ginseng. It's another one of these plants that potentizes the body, including the sex system. And then the omega-3, 6, and 9 fatty acids were taken care of by the pumpkin seed oil and the hemp oil. And filling it up with spring water, whizzing it up, and this is what you get. And it tastes sensational. I can't get enough of it. So if you need to supercharge your day because you've got some specifically demanding, interesting or challenging work to do, the whole process is going to take you about 20 minutes, especially once you get in the swing of things. It's just a matter of organising the ingredients, making a juice, adding more ingredients, whizzing it up and drinking it. It's really pretty straightforward. And it's raw. And what I'm finding is since the turn of 2017, my body is shifting from wanting primarily cooked foods with a little bit of raw to suddenly wanting to increase the raw. If you want to increase the raw food, there's something you need to do to balance, and that is to make use of Himalayan salt and chili and garlic and ginger, and these plant foods help to give you the heat that you need in the cold times of year. And it's a very cold day, it's -2 at the moment out there, and for England that's quite severe. And I'm absolutely fine, because what this drink is doing is giving me the extra heat that my body needs at this time of year. I'll also refer you to the film which I have made with Jamie a couple of years ago. If you look back in the archive, it's called Chili in the Raw, and that's another great raw food dish that you can make, which is energizing and connecting you with the earth, primarily through the Himalayan salt and secondarily through the plants by their actual nature of being grounded. So much love to you all, and my advice to you is simply to experiment. Look out the ingredients you've got, maybe buy some more if you feel you need to stock up your cupboards, and realizing, particularly in the winter time, look after that body, give your body what it needs, and your body will thank you, and your productivity will increase massively. All the love to everyone. Thank you very much.